Hello and welcome to the VCR podcast with me, Mike Trower. I'm here to help you use video for your social media content to help get more views on your platforms for your business. Today I'm going to be talking to you about real estate videography, property videography, holiday home videography, any sort of videography that you do with a building. That might be because you're trying to sell it for somebody, you might be an estate agent, or you might be a sales assistant for a holiday park. So over the past few months during the summer, I have been doing lots of video in my local area for holiday parks. That's because they want their lodges being filmed, their holiday lets being filmed, and these are buildings that are for sale and also for rental. So I just want to go through how I do it. You know, what my tricks are, what equipment I use, and how I go about it and how I plan it all. So I'm filming like probably 5 different like holiday lodges per day, and then I edit them all in bulk when it's raining. I use my phone, one basic camera, which is this one, and a drone. You don't have to use a camera. The only reason why really I use the camera over my phone these days is because it's bigger, so I can hold it better. It sits on my equipment better. I can edit the colours better, and the sound comes through it clearer. Other than that, it records in the same quality as what my phone does. The only other camera I use is my drone. That's just so I can get some aerial shots and some, surrounding videos of where the lodges are. If they're close to the beach, there's some hotels that are close to the beach that I've been filming as well. So it's just nice to see how close they actually are and what's around them. As for lighting, I tend to use natural lighting. I make sure that I shoot at the right time of day where there is, if you shoot in the height of the day where the sun is above the property and it's really bright, you can't get the same composure inside the property as you can for the windows. So the windows are completely blown out. They're absolutely white, because you've had to get the right exposure on your camera for the interior shots. So if you can get it when the sun is lower and not as sharp and not as harsh, then you can also see out the windows as well as in the property, which is obviously better for the viewer. I also go through the property first to turn on all the lights, use the natural lighting that's in the property. So I use natural lighting from the windows, and I also use the lighting from in the property. I make sure everything's turned on, and then I walk the experience without the camera, without any tech. I walk the experience first at my height, my eye level, and I see everything for how it is. I straighten up some pillows, I straighten up some blinds, I make sure the kettle, is straight and the tea, coffee, sugar labels are sticking out. If it's an Airbnb, then you've got fully made beds, you've got the whole kitchen there, you've got the whole building there, pillows and cushions on the sofa. You've got to make sure that everything's straight. It's up to you to make sure that this video looks the part. If you've got a couple of cushions that you haven't, if you go in there and don't straighten up a couple of cushions, the people probably aren't going to come and get you to do the videos again. And that's not because your videos are bad. It's just that you've just got a single track mind and all you're thinking about is the video, not actually how the video looks. You're taking people on a journey with your video. You are presenting this place to potentially people who are going to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds to buy these properties. You don't just want to miss out on having a really epic video just because there's a wonky cushion. It shows that you don't care. It shows that the people who are providing the video haven't really took that much care into the video itself. So then what sort of care does that show for the rest of the transaction? We want to look at straight lines as well. So when you're coming into a room with your camera facing forward and you're panning into that room, think about where the corner of the mattress sits with the middle of the camera. So when people are looking at it, they're looking at it as if they are coming into that room. If you've got towels on the bed, speak to the agent and see which direction you think together that the towel should be at. Make sure they're at the right position, the right distance from the edge of the bed as well, like the same distance as well from the edge of the bed. Make sure the cushions are in dead center of where they're supposed to be. People will pick up on things that aren't perfect. They're looking for the perfect property to buy, so things need to be perfect. There's lots of different camera techniques you can use when you're doing property video. Another thing we need to look at is what type of shots we're going to do. There's revealing shots where you go round an object like a door frame and then you slowly welcome into the room, and then you can then push forwards to go into the room at about 5'4", 5'5" sort of eye level. That's where people will be expecting to view from. If you're coming down as low as a door handle, nobody goes into a room as low as a door handle. You might get some cinematic shots and some low dark shots, which will look quite cool. Use those for your detailed shots, but not for your entrance shots. When you do detailed shots, you might want to go around, you might want to focus on some leaves of a plant and then go round a cushion to expose these leaves of a plant, or show if there's a cool TV, come around the edge of the TV so you can see it blurry, glistening at the side of the camera. So there's detailed shots and then your wide open shots as well to show the vast size of the property. Now, obviously, because we're going into a recession at the moment, if you are an estate agent or something and you're filming your own videos, then, it's great to be able to do this yourself just with your phone. And phones nowadays have got cracking cameras. You can film in 4K. If you film at 4K at 30 frames per second, you can capture a really nice cinematic walkthrough video. But don't forget that people really want to see these videos. You got to take time. You got to think about which angles you're going to go to. Which room are you going to do first? Does your ideal client want to see the lounge first, or do they love cooking so they want to be in the kitchen first? What sparks interest off the get-go? What's going to capture them? Is it the pool in the garden? Is it a drone flight that you can draw forwards into the property? Never film going backwards, because you're exiting the scene. You want to keep them in the scene. The last point I want to make is what are you filming it for? So what platform are you filming it for? If you're filming for YouTube or a website, then obviously it needs to be horizontal. If you're filming primarily for social media, then you want to have it vertical. If you're doing a mixture, then I would say film it horizontal, because that's where you can have the better quality video up on YouTube in 4K. Because social media places like Facebook and Instagram, they crush the quality of the video. So you don't want to overpower the video, because they will then crush it too much and it will look really bad quality. You could just film for YouTube and then change the ratio on an app like CapCut or Premiere Rush, which is a couple of apps that you can use on your phone. If you've got these apps, then you can just change it from landscape to portrait, just a click of a button, and it will just transfer the video into portrait. So those are my tips for doing property video. I've got some videos which I will link in the description, which you can go and have a look at. And I hope that you crush it and you do really good. And I hope that your videos are epic. I would love to see them. So tag me on social media at miketrower.co, and I will love to come and see them. So thank you very much. If you're watching this on YouTube, then hello, I'll give you a wave. Subscribe to my channel. I've just dropped my phone. Subscribe to my channel, and if you're listening on the podcast, then you can go and watch the video version, as well as all of my other podcasts that are available on YouTube as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you next week. Goodbye.